I want to take the time out to give a shout out to all the blogs that put this information out here. It's definitely a help to a lot of people that do vlogs, which is commentary channels that do the videos to these this information that's put out here on these social media platforms. We always got to keep in mind though, we still have to do our due diligence. This is just maybe a start to where to go look, but we always got to make sure we do our due diligence before we present the information. So I want to say her boyfriend had got unalived by Popo. They're allegedly saying, and we're only going to go with the facts that are being presented on the news. Those are the only facts that we can go, from alongside with Chasity, which is the girlfriend of the deceased, and other close family members and friends, which we're not hearing from them, so we cannot go by what the audience is saying, the comments, or anything like that. However, there was a call last night around 11 o'clock, and it was for DV allegedly. Now, a DV is obviously someone you're married to, family members with, girlfriend. So I'm not assuming, I'm not going to make any allegations, but we know that this gentleman was in a relationship with Chrisean Rock's sister, Chasity. A call was made allegedly, per what the news report says. It was a DV call. When they got to the scene, the alleged suspect, had left on foot. They then located the suspect at a gas station, where they had barricaded him into the gas station, where he later on uh, pointed a pum pum at the popo, and that's when they obviously proceeded and unalived him. They did try to uh, bring him back, resuscitate him. However, they had no luck with that. They also took him to a nearby hospital where then he was pronounced unalive. I just wanted to make that clear that I can only go by, and I'm only going to go by what was said currently from reports from the news station. I'm not going by reports in the comments, the he say, she say, because see, people think that because these social media influencers are on social media and they're following them to the T, they tend to think in their mind that they know them, and they don't. Um, there'll definitely be further updates. I'm quite sure on more of what happened. Perhaps who called, who is the DV person who called. It was a DV call. Who was that person that made that 911 call? Who had 911 call? I mean, who had 911 come to the scene to I guess intervene for it to end up the way that it did. I'm not going to name drop saying that it was Chrisean's sister. I just said I know that that's who this suspect, who is now not with us today, was dealing with. It was open that she was in a relationship with the man that is now unalive, that they found at the gas station, barricaded in, and then later on he came out and pointed the weapon allegedly, and then they had to uh retaliate to save, I guess, the people around the vicinity, and also the other popo. They also allegedly said that obviously when they had to pull out their pum pums, they found a weapon beside the suspect. So they're basically confirming that the pum pum that was pulled out from the suspect was his weapon. And that was the reason that gave the popo the reason to pull out their pum pums and you know protect the situation by having to unalive him. to get the situation under control is what I'm taking from the news report. They always got to sound so responsible, and I'm not saying that they weren't. Like I said, if a call wasn't made for a DV to begin with, and I'm not blaming whoever called, because obviously maybe their life was in danger at that time. So I'm not judging whoever called. This is not take this one side. If this person didn't call for a DV call, that person would be here. We don't want to go, we don't want to go through life or even through this situation making one side feel worse, because both families are suffering right now because of this person being unalive, because of this unfortunate situation that happened at that particular time. Now, there are rumors going around that there were turmoil in this relationship with Chrisean Rock's sister and this gentleman that's unalived. Basically, people are already referring that she had drama just like her sister. And what bothers me the most about people trying to compare the two is everyone, even if people say that they haven't, and drama is different. Some people don't have the same kind of drama. But let's just say, if you don't want to call it drama, sometimes people have problems in relationships. And if they say that they haven't had problems or difficult times, then they're lying. You need to get far away from them, because that's saying that they're perfect. No relationship and no one is perfect. So definitely a relationship's not perfect. I didn't like the fact that they paired the two together, Chrisean basically and Blueface, and her sister and her her boyfriend. I feel as though everyone has problems, and we should not of at this time anyways compare the two. That's not a comparison, because if that's the case, you can compare it to my relationship. I'm married. There's problems in my relationship. Um, there's problems in your relationship. If people, get out of denial, sometimes some of the foolishness that comes out their mouth when they should be sensitive at this time wouldn't come out their mouth. But because people don't think before they speak, that's why they did a comparison between Chrisean's turbulent, toxic relationship with her sisters. And her sister's her own person, and Chrisean is her own person. Right now, we're trying to figure out the details of what happened the night in questioning, when her boyfriend was pumed by the popo. Why did that take place? Why was a phone call made? What happened for who called the police to call the police for it to get so out of hand to where now this person is gone? So those are my concerns. It's not about the comparing relationships. I just want to know um what took place. And also, this should be a learning experience. On my channel, I want this to be a learning experience. I want you to take away something from this so that history doesn't repeat itself. And us learning about how these things happen in these DV situations, how we can prevent things from happening, how this situation happened. Maybe there could have been things that could have been prevented so that, this gentleman could have still been here, and at least in counseling with whoever called on this DV call, maybe talking out their problems, and it not having to get to where it got to. It's a very unfortunate situation. I feel bad for both families. Nobody wins in this situation, especially if somebody's unalived in the process of all this. So I will definitely update you. I will be going live today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We can talk more about that. There's a few things we can talk a lot about, because a lot of stuff has happened overnight. I mean, as soon as I woke up, I heard the news of this, and it's a very unfortunate situation. And like I said, nobody wins in this situation. And I also want to say to both families, I give my condolence. And also rest in peace to the gentleman that was unalive last night. I wish the circumstances were different. I wish it was handled different. I wish it never happened for him to not be here today.